what to do when you're underappreciated at work. So we're going to just jump right in. You spend 40 plus hours a week giving your energy, your brain power, and sometimes your emotional labor. You give all that to your job. And when that effort goes unnoticed, it's not just frustrating, it's draining. And over time, feeling underappreciated can lead to burnout or resentment and even checking out mentally from your work. But the truth is that you deserve to feel valued. And today, I'm going to give you some practical steps to take back your power when recognition is lacking. And the very first thing that you need to do, the very first step, is to recognize your own value. You need to recognize your own value. Because before waiting for someone else to acknowledge you, you need to acknowledge yourself first. Before anybody can give you any praise, you need to make sure you are praising yourself. And when you do that, then that's the first step to recognizing your own value. And you do that by keeping a wins list, which is a running note of projects that you completed or goals that were met or problems that were solved. Keep a running list that when a win happens, maybe a client gave you a compliment, keep that list going. That's your wins list. And then at the end of every week, write down 3 ways that you made work better for your team or company. Right? We make to-do lists or lists for everything else. We need to make a list at the end of every week of 3 things that you did to make your work and make work better for your team or your company. Now, this isn't bragging, it's documenting. It's documenting your proof of value. When it's documented, these are the things that I did. These are the things why I should be recognized. These are the reasons why I think I deserve a raise. You document those things. That's not bragging. That's not arrogance. It's documenting. And that is the very first step. The second step is to communicate your contributions. Because sometimes people aren't ignoring you. They're just distracted. There's so many things out here that are distracting, right? We have our phones that we're checking emails. Maybe we're checking social media. We got messages coming in all day. We got emails coming in all day. So they may not be ignoring you. They may just be distracted. And that's why visibility is key. So don't wait for your boss to ask, right? Don't wait for them to say, what do you got going on? Send them a quick weekly update in an email. Hey, these are the things that I did this week. In meetings, use phrases like, here's the part I worked on, so people can hear what you've done. If you've got metrics or results, highlight them. Numbers talk, period. This isn't arrogance. I said it. It's not arrogance. It's not bragging. This is advocacy. If you don't tell your story, someone else will rewrite it for you. So if you're not saying this is what I did, or, sending this out or talking about your metrics or your results, someone else will rewrite your story for you. The third step is to seek feedback and recognition. And that is asking directly. Directly. And it may feel awkward, but schedule a one-on-one with your manager. You can ask, how do you see my contributions helping the team? Or what's one thing I could do to add more value? You schedule that one-on-one. It can be via Zoom or face-to-face. And ask, how do you see my contributions helping the team? Or what's one thing I can do to add more value? These questions not only give you feedback, but they remind your manager of what you're already doing. In your workplace, you want to make sure that you are standing out, especially if you work with a lot of people. If a lot of people are doing the same job, let's say you have the position that several other people in your company have, sometimes it's hard for a manager to be like, who did what? That's why it's important for you to raise your hand and say these things in meetings, schedule one-on-ones so that your manager knows that it's you doing these contributions. When you schedule a one-on-one, you ask those questions. Again, it reminds your manager of what you're already doing. Oh yeah, you did close that account. Oh yeah, your numbers were blah, blah, blah. If your workplace has peer shout-outs or newsletters or recognition programs, nominate yourself or encourage coworkers to highlight each other. These are things that you can do. Step 4, and this is an important step that I think sometimes we get lost, but build appreciation outside the job. Because sometimes the truth is that your workplace may never give you the validation you crave. And that's not a reflection of your worth. That's why it's crucial to build appreciation outside of your job. You can join communities where skills are celebrated. Lean on family and friends who see you. Even a small self-care ritual at your desk, like writing affirmations such as, my work has impact, even if it's not acknowledged today. Right? Because that can reset your mindset. Self-care ritual. Remind yourself, my work has impact, even if it's not acknowledged today. And then step 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Step 5, know when it's time to move on. The hard truth, sometimes underappreciation isn't temporary. If you tried recognition strategies, communicated your value, and still feel unseen, then it might be time to explore other opportunities. Remember, you are not a tree. I tell people that, and they're like, what does that mean? You're not stuck. You have skills. You have value. And there are workplaces that will celebrate you. In closing, I want to do a recap of the 5 steps. Recognize your own value. That's step 1. Keep a list of your wins. Make your contributions visible. That's step 2. Don't wait for your boss to ask. Send weekly emails of updates of things you've done. In meetings, again, use phrases like, here's the part I worked on. Step 3, ask for feedback. Ask for a one-on-one with your manager and outright ask them, how do you see me contributing to this team? Or what more can I do to add value? Outright ask that. 4, build appreciation outside of work. Work sometimes can't be everything. So you need to build appreciation outside of work. And then 5, if all else fails, consider moving on. I'm Belinda Harris, an HR disruptor, your self-care at work advocate, your safe space for stressed out workers. And I want you to remember that self-care at work isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. And I'll see you at the next video.